Michael Nagy here with Jiggy Jag TV and DiscoveringBands.com, and I'm here with Cliff and Ivory. How you doing today?
Real good. Yep, awesome. Thank you. Excited to chat with you.
Yeah, excited to have you. So I want to start off and ask, what's it like being a musician in Alaska?
It's lonely. I tell you, it's a lonely place.
Depends on the style. You know, our style is kind of unique for here. It's cool. You know, we over the years we've been able to connect with some people here, but mostly we play out in the lower 48, as we call it, from here. And we've been doing a lot of online things here too. You kind of have to make your own fun, and we find ourselves involved in different communities and stuff rather than just music and rock and stuff like that.
We play online concerts these days with everyone everyone's in like self quarantine. You know, we're playing online concerts more than we play, like probably more than we played out in Alaska in the last year. You know, so which is fine. You know.
Yeah, we have a bigger audience online than.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we have
an international audience, so we, people in Europe are checking us out, and we got all kinds of people interested in what we're doing, and so yeah, it's cool. We do that.
Awesome. Now, how did you guys get into goth music to begin with? Into the whole goth scene?
It's a long story.
we started out, well, I don't know, we've been in music for a long time.
We've been doing music together since 1984. We've been playing in punk rock bands and alternative rock and industrial and death rock, whatever. We've been doing that stuff since the early 80s, or since the mid 80s, 84 anyway. And then we just kind of done like lots of different styles of music, and we started out in New Jersey playing in punk bands, and then we just tried different stuff after that. We got doing different styles of music over the years, and
we were into hardcore punk rock for a long time, and into like the early goth stuff.
Yeah, we like the post-punk too. Post-punk music, because like bands like Susie and the Banshees and Killing Joke and all that. Just those bands are just major influences on us, and really love that style of music. And the goth music was definitely like, it had like a lot of goth like undertones to it, and the style, and just the intensity of it, and it was just really cool. And we love horror films and B movies and all that fun stuff, so we're kind of like, it's a natural progression for doing goth music, especially Alaska. It's like so dark all the time, but now it's light all the time, so
I know
outside it's light.
Extremes and drama in nature itself. Yep,
that's got to mess with you.
Yeah, it's starting to stay light for a long time now. It doesn't get dark, I don't think, until like, I don't know, what do you think, Cliff, about 10 o'clock at night or thereabouts? Yeah.
Wow. Now, when you play live, I hear you got a lot of props and stuff and theatrical stuff. So you want to tell us about that?
Yeah.
Ivy went to Mason Gross art school at Rutgers College. She has a bachelor's in fine art. So
we use masks in our current performance, and we have been doing that for quite a while. We use we basically make the masks of wherever kind of found materials or cardboard or other things that are just flat. But they represent shadows of animals. They're like a shadow mask. So we currently use a wolf and a raven, which is like our symbols. And we
like our Zoso.
Yeah, kind of. And we use those to perform with for different parts of songs, and we also give them out to our audience during the performance. And we've used them in different things too. We used them in a outdoor festival. I think that was the first time that we ended up using them. And the theme is like, it's the power and everlasting peace of nature. So no matter how much things become industrialized, there's always, nature will always take it over. And so there's always the shadow of nature everywhere, and in everything that we do and everything that people do. And so that's the idea of that. I have had a couple other props, like some dolls, some horror dolls like a horror doll that spits blood. And
there's one horror doll that
Mhm.
smokes blunts and spits up blood.
Mm-hmm.
It's all called the Bad Baby.
Bad Baby.
Yeah.
There's a couple others that I've used that are kind of like that. One of them is like a ballet dancer zombie doll. I haven't used that one that much. They're a little hard to bring out with us, you know, when we travel because of the whole like, you know, make a mess with blood and stuff like that.
Yeah, not everybody wants the blood all over the place, so it's you know, but it's fun. And we usually give out the masks when we do a performance, so we'll bring a bunch of them with us and hand them out to the audience, you know. So that's fun. You know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, are you currently working on any new music during this quarantine time?
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, we recorded some new music for 2 compilations that just came out. One's called Blood and Dust by Venus Aeon label, and it was like a kind of like a spaghetti western themed kind of comp. And we have a song on there called 8 Star, and we also have a comp that came out, which was what's the other one?
The other one's called Tiny Gods That Walk Beside Us. Tiny Gods That Walk Beside Us. That is a comp that was put together by one of our friends from the Goth community and his band, and they decided to make a comp to support animal rights and animal just taking care of animals, based basically on cats because he's a cat lover, and and it originated with a call out for folks to save a certain cat that needed care. And then it just kind of went from there. It went crazy and it went into like all animals. And then all these goth bands got involved in it because they all have cats and everybody loves cats. So and it's called Tiny Gods because they're kind of like tiny gods. You know, they get their household gods. They get worshipped as gods, you know, and they act like a god at home. So yeah, so that was real fun to be a part of the whole story and see how that went out.
So what's the name of the song?
The name of our song is Will to the Power. And the Will to the Power is a brand new song as well as 8 Star.
Yeah, currently you can only get those on those comps right now. So those are the newest Cliff and Ivy material that's out. We have a best of Cliff and Ivy that's on our Bandcamp on House of Extreme Darkness label.
Yeah.
And it's just the best of Cliff and Ivy. It's like an 18-song assortment of, various, tunes from the last 9 years we've recorded in, different studios around, here in Alaska and in our studio. And in Los Angeles, we've been to a bunch of different studios, mostly at Kid and Robot with Paul Rosler in Los Angeles and LA. But yeah, he's a great producer. We work with him a lot. He's a lot of fun. And Rick Agnew from the Adolescents and Christian Death has worked on on a bunch of our stuff. And we've had Jatan Damone from Christian Death and just Skylee Vague and Deb Venom and all these great collaborators, people from LA and stuff. So it's been a lot of fun. We also have our friend Brian Troisi who plays drums, and he'll join in via the internet. Like we'll send tracks to him and he'll play in his studio in New Jersey, and then he'll send us the files or he'll send them to LA or whatever, and it's just like that. We get to work with our friends and stuff. It's fun. So
we're kind of used to sharing files and working over the internet anyway. So that's the way everyone does everything now. So I'm pretty comfortable with that.
Well, in quarantine, everyone's in quarantine, so you can't go to a studio anyway. So there's nowhere to go. And, I wouldn't want to go out anywhere right now because it's like, whatever. Anyway, so we're doing tracks right now. We're working on other projects too. We have an old hardcore punk, our first punk band called The Gout. And we're working on that, because we were teenagers when we did this stuff, so we didn't have any money or anything to record these old songs. But now, we can record them in our own studio. So we just record these songs from 1984, and then we had a band called Warm Love, and so it's The Gout, Warm Love. It's like 84 and 85. These just punk rock songs that no one's heard. We just recorded them. We're in the process of doing it right now. It's already, the recordings are half done already.
It's fun. It's been fun.
And then we got a new punk rock band that we're working on, project called Fit Pitcher, and that should be coming out pretty soon too. So we're gonna be releasing these hardcore punk things that are just coming from left field, but it's gonna be awesome.
And we have new music from Cliff and Ivy too.
We have new Cliff and Ivy music that's slated to be worked on soon. So we've got lots of ideas, lots of inspirational stuff going on.
Now, the new music you're going to be working on for Cliff and Ivy, can you give us any details about that? Any of the themes and topics?
Yeah, very symphonic. It's going to sound real majestic and real powerful stuff. Yeah, you can, I don't know, describe about any of the lyrics or anything, but
yeah,
the lyrics are Ivy does all the lyrics, and we collaborate on some of the music. I do the majority of the music, but she does the music too. She writes too. So
yeah, this is going to be, our new stuff is going to be super dark and super emotional. I would love to try to sing a song in a foreign language, just to sort of reach out to pockets of different people in the world that become our fans. So that'll be a challenge for me, but it'll be awesome. And we're
gonna do a song in Spanish.
You're going to start with that.
we have a lot of fans that are in South America, and we're gonna do a song in Spanish. So we're gonna try to connect with our fans in South America and do that. So among other things, but yeah, it should be good.
Yeah. And I just think that the symphonic part is going to be awesome. It'll be a lot of layers in it, and probably just a lot of contrasts in our new music's thematic and probably structure. So I'm inspired. We've been inspired by a lot of different things these days. It's just kind of weird how it goes. But yeah.
Now, I know you're doing some of the virtual stuff, but when this whole lockdown ends, do you plan on getting back out live?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. We're slated to play at the Dark Side of the Con, but we're still waiting for it's supposed to be in September. It got pushed back from March to September, so we're hoping, fingers crossed. We're hoping that it's gonna happen in September, like they say. So we'll see. If it is, we'll be in New Jersey in September. So
yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to coming out and seeing you, because I live right around there, so that's cool.
Yeah, and it was just a giant disappointment, which is
everyone's
ridiculous
bummed out about
to
the
say.
whole thing,
we did really want to come out, though.
Yeah, we definitely still do want to come out. So
yeah, but it's important for people to be healthy. I understand, just we've all just been through so many changes because of circumstances.
Everybody's pulling together right now to make just make it through all this. So we're all trying to do that and make sure that everyone's safe, and our family's safe. We take care of our sons, and we do all this stuff. So yeah, we have two adult sons that experience autism. So that's a for real thing for us and our family, and we'll just make sure everybody's safe and happy, and still learning. We got classes online and do fun stuff, and stay active, not sit around and eat too many potato chips.
Oops. Yeah.
Snacking on
that. Probably a lot of nature for you guys to enjoy out there, right?
Yeah, we try to get out at least once a day. It's not like it is in the lower 48 where all the parks could be crowded. I guess some of our parks could be crowded, but we don't go to those places. We just go where there aren't a lot of people. Yesterday
we were on top of a mountain.
We drove up a mountain yesterday, and it was so awesome. I mean, it was really far up there. You can still drive, but it's a dirt road. You can get up to the top, and there's a ski facility and a military facility.
It's right next to the military base, but it's an old ski area. They still, these people still use it, but it's still one of the, it's not one of the more popular ones, but it's definitely cool and beautiful up there. So we went up there.
Hardly anybody was there at all.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. And it was pretty cold, but it's still snowy up there, at the top of the mountain. But that's the kind of thing that we try to do, is just get out and walk. And I don't know, it's never boring to get outside here. Never. So we're lucky.
I didn't see any Bigfoots though, but you never know.
They could be out. I bet you they're hungry now.
Military base right there. You never know what there's kind of creeping around.
It has all kind of warning signs like "Don't go here, don't go there, stay away."
It might be UFOs or Bigfoots that creep.
Yeah, it's weird when you go up there. Just the road has all these warning signs, and then you're way up high, where you look down on the tops of trees, But there's these blocked off areas, and you're like, "What are they doing on the other side of the mountain?" Anyway, you never know. Yeah.
Now, if people want to find your music online, look you up, how do they do that?
Well, we have a .com, so we have cliffandivy.com, and that will take you to anywhere. A lot of people find us on Bandcamp. So cliffandivy.bandcamp.com. Bandcamp, we love that because it's, you know, we can sell directly to the person there if they want to download or listen to any of our music.
Also, our label, you know, we're actually going to be releasing a lot of other projects on our label this year. So you can go to Cliff and Ivy on Bandcamp. You can also go to House of Extreme Darkness on Bandcamp, and that'll have like we actually have a whole bunch of like 80s music that no one's really heard since the 80s. So we're going to be really like releasing some stuff that's never been heard before. Also some things that are like reissues that were only out on cassette in the 80s. Like 30 people got to hear it back then, or whatever, 50 or whatever it was. You know what I mean? But now, you know, there's whatever. There's just so much music that we have that's not heard yet. So, you know, people are going to get a chance to hear all that stuff from back in the day, and you know, it's very garagey. It's very, you know, live, and it'll be fun.
Yeah, and we also have House of Extreme Darkness. That's just on Bandcamp. cliffandivy.com. Our Twitter and our Facebook too is really good. We're on Instagram too, Cliff and Ivy. We have an EPK. I think you can link to it off of our .com. But anytime anybody wants to stop by and check out our stuff, you'll see on our Bandcamp we have things going back several years, a bunch of years, and then we're going to be throwing it back.
We're throwing it back to the 80s, like 1980. Yeah. Well, like I said, we just re-recorded the stuff that never really got recorded. So some of the material that was from the 84, 85, it never got recorded. So we were like, we just went in the studio and recorded a bunch of songs. And then we're going to be releasing, some CBGB's tapes and stuff like that from like, the mid 80s, some bands we were in. And then we've been in a bunch of bands, a bunch of different bands and projects. And so we're going to be releasing all that kind of stuff. And there's all the Facebook pages that are out there for all these projects. So you'll see all that stuff. You just go to the House of Extreme Darkness. You'll be seeing all those projects coming out this over the next like 3 years or so. We'll be trying to put out stuff every month, or every couple months we'll come out with a new, like, something that no one's ever heard before from back in the day. So it'll be cool. Plus, be putting out new material in between then. So
well, we have a comp going right now. It's a call for entries is still open, but we like to do a compilation. It's actually the second in a series. Yeah, it's a benefit comp, and some of our music will be on it, but of course it'll be like anyone who wants to donate a track. But it's called Rainbow Goth, and it's a benefit. It'll come out in June, like in honor of Pride. It is a benefit for a local organization that provides services for our LGBTQ plus community, focusing on families and youth and elders, people who just really need a whole lot of different kinds of support, understanding, education, resources, and things like that. So this agency is called Identity Inc., and it's a for real nonprofit. So folks can, donate a song, and then we'll do some podcasting and some
we're taking
promo
submissions right now for Identity Inc. It's a benefit for them, and it's called Rainbow Goth. We did one last year, Rainbow Goth 1. We had some really amazing bands on it. You have to go online and see how many.
It's on Bandcamp.
There's like 55 tracks. Bands from like South America, Europe. We had bands on the East Coast, West Coast, just all over the place. People donated, their music, so we could. And the money goes directly to that nonprofit, so we really don't have anything to do with the money. It's like their PayPal links right there. So if you donate, it just goes right to the nonprofit, which is great. And then people get to download like 55 tracks, plus like that was the last one. But anyway, we're doing a new one, and we want people to send us tracks. So go check it out. Rainbow Goth. If you go on Facebook, you can look on the page called Rainbow Goth, and you'll see that, as well as on Bandcamp. There's a little submission thing. You just send an email with your, with your track or whatever, or just send Ivy an email to what is it? House of Extreme Darkness at gmail.com.
House of Extreme Darkness at gmail.com.
And do it soon. I think you get your finger on the.
Oops, sorry.
On the thing.
Yeah. House of Extreme Darkness at gmail.com. Yay.
Awesome. And then I want to ask, where do you guys see yourself in the future, maybe from 5 years from now? Where would you like to be?
5 years from now.
That's a good question. Probably making films or playing in symphony hall somewhere. I don't know.
having composed some sound score.
Yeah, I mean, we worked on we like to do, you know, music for art projects and, you know, theater shows, and we've done all kinds of different stuff. We've done music for films. There's a local filmmaker that we're working with up here. His film hasn't come out yet, but you know, that's Vampire Foxes from space, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that it was supposed to be released, but then this whole pandemic
mm-hmm.
happened, and, you know, kind of threw that for a loop. But that's going to be coming out probably this year, hopefully, and you'll hear our music on there and be featured on there, as well as you know, we're looking forward to getting into new projects. You know, we're always looking for new stuff.
We'll keep on putting out albums and playing out.
Touring.
You know,
we want to
tour.
We want to tour
Europe.
Yeah, we want to tour all over the place. We want to, you know,
mm-hmm.
I mean, really, we play as a duo. So, like, when we go out, we play with a backing track, and it's just the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
For me personally, I like to play with a live band. So, you know, I think it's more fun. I mean, as much as it is more work to keep it together with, like, having a group, because it's really hard to tour from Alaska with a full group, you know, with a lineup. But, you know, we might have to get it together. Eventually, we'll have, like, you know, get a chance to, you know, because of the cost of touring,
mm-hmm.
you know, and all that. And we're really, you know, we'll see how things progress for Cliff and Ivy. That we'll actually be playing out with a bigger group, and it's just a bigger sound. And, you know, really, it's all about the music. So we're just huge music fans. We like art, and you know, it just goes in the natural progression of, you know, music and art. So I mean, our creativity is pretty immense, and we can really imagine a lot of different kinds of shows that you might be able to perform for people, or different ways for people to experience music,
mm-hmm.
and that will just kind of go wherever our creativity and our ability to you know, fund a performance
mm-hmm.
will go. You know, I mean, if there's a promoter out there that wants to, like, invest in our vision, that we can do something
mm-hmm.
together for sure,
mm-hmm.
and we'll make things, you know, really, because you know, it just depends on what your ability like able to do, you know,
mm-hmm.
as an artist, you know, because, you know, sometimes you have funds and you can do stuff, and then sometimes you don't. You know, if somebody wants to, you know, invest in, like, a big tour project, we could do that, or a theater show, you know, Broadway. I don't know. We could do anything, really. Play anywhere.
Nice. And what are some bands you'd like to maybe play with someday?
You mean like playing with on
yeah, what are some bands you'd like to tour with?
Oh, touring? Yeah, I mean, we could do anything. We could play, like, you know, we could make a theater show on Broadway, or we could play, you know, concerts. I mean, it doesn't, you know, or make up a show for someone else to do, whatever,
mm-hmm.
you know. It doesn't. We could try the Devo approach, where we, like,
mm-hmm.
you know, make music for someone else to embody,
mm-hmm.
you know, whatever. It doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Bands we like to play with. I mean, well, first of all, Killing Joke is a big fan. We're fans of them.
Mm-hmm.
We love the Shizhandamon Quartet. They're our friends in Los Angeles. You know?
Yeah, if we were going to play with a big band, I know it's like it's different, but we could probably pull it off. Like if we could open for Rammstein, because they have, like, a pretty cool live show. It would be really cool. It's kind of like, just, hey, you know, everybody would want to do that, but, you know, their theatrical stuff, they have it down.
Yeah, we'll play with anybody. I don't, you know, that doesn't affect. I mean, whatever. We just do our thing, no matter who we play with, really.
Yeah, totally. We would always do our thing. It doesn't matter. I don't think about that a whole lot, but, you know, when I see a performance that I think it's really inspired, I'm like, wow, you know, we could open for that. So yeah, we just like inspiration, no matter whatever level it's at, you know. We get inspired by tons of different things, you know, and just really lucky to work with musicians that we have worked with, you know, LA and other places.
We want to play in Germany.
Totally.
What is that festival? Like, she has a bucket list. She wants to play.
Yeah, we've got to Treffen. It's on my
German
bucket
festival.
list. Yeah, that's on my bucket list.
I've been to Amphifest in Germany, and it was amazing.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, I would love to play over there.
We want to go to Europe and play a bunch of shows there for sure,
yeah.
and, like, you know, in Asia too, like Japan and, you know, Hong Kong and all those places. Like,
uh-huh.
we want to play over there, and Australia, New Zealand, you know, just
mm-hmm.
Africa, and just everywhere you can possibly play, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, WGT is on my bucket list, so I'm gonna have to make it there before I kick the bucket.
Well, I'll tell you, with Dark Side of the Con, I went last year, and that's an amazing festival. So hopefully, if that happens, it's amazing.
Yeah, I really hope that. I think it will happen. I mean, who can say? But
it's just a matter
yeah,
of when.
We'll be there.
The pandemic could be over tomorrow, or it could be over 2 years from now. I mean, you never know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just an unpredictable thing, but I don't know. Nobody knows, so that's all right. No big deal. But we're,
Skype interviews.
Yeah, it's okay. Yep, it's good. We've been lucky to be able to be on the computer and to do performances like that, and just reach out to different, bigger audiences. We definitely had more people in the virtual room than we've ever had in a physical room, I think. How many have we done now? Like 3?
We've done a few, yeah.
And when's your next virtual show? You're doing, when's your next one coming up?
We have a virtual show coming up.
There's a couple of them. We've got a couple. We'll be posting all that on cliffandivy.com and all that.
There's a local music festival that's going online. That'll be.
There's 2 actually. There's 2 like local performances that are like online performances that are like Alaskan based performances. Unfortunately, we don't have the information right now, but
they're still scheduling them.
Yeah,
but they'll be more towards the end of May.
If you look on Cliff and Ivy on Facebook, you'll definitely see all that stuff. We have it on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all that. Yeah, you'll see it. So don't worry, you won't miss it. Just keep checking.
Well, it was good talking with you and having you, and everyone look them up. Make sure you check out their music in the description of this video.
Awesome.
Thank you. Nice talking to you.